Ready for some post-apocalyptic showdown? The Last of Us versus The Walking Dead. Both are heavy hitters in the genre, but which one comes out on top? Let's compare and see how they stack up. Same, yet different. Who will win the crown for the best post-apocalyptic show? You decide. Now, what's the first thing you think about when you hear of a virus? What caused it? How did it start? That is, the origin. When it comes to uncovering the source of The Walking Dead's zombie apocalypse, it's a bit of a wild goose chase. Unfortunately, the mastermind behind this viral outbreak remains a mystery, with creator Robert Kirkman merely brushing over the topic and claiming it's not central to the story. All we have to go on is a cryptic hint at the end of Season 2 of The Walking Dead World Beyond, which suggests that a biomedical lab in France might have played a role. Now, if we compare this to The Last of Us, its origins are as clear as day. Depending on the adaptation, the deadly cordyceps fungus can be traced back to a flower factory in Indonesia, evolving to survive global warming. How crazy is that? In the video game, while the exact reason for the fungus's mutation remains a mystery, players can piece together its history through various artifacts which trace its origins to South American crops that spread worldwide. And before you know it, the cordyceps fungus went from attacking insects to making humans its new host. All thanks to the handy-dandy world of global food distribution. Now, there's another big difference in these two shows. And yes, it's related to humans this time, not the virus. Both The Walking Dead and The Last of Us paint a picture of a world divided by factional rule and teetering on the brink of complete collapse. In The Last of Us, the United States government has long gone the way of the dodo, replaced by the all-powerful Federal Disaster Response Agency. This behemoth of a government teamed up with the military, the Department of Defense, and the Centers for Disease Control to contain the spread of a deadly fungal outbreak. Smart. With their iron fist, they created quarantine zones, declared martial law, and issued strict protocols that left little room for dissent. Seems almost unlikely? But out of the ashes of civilization rose new groups, such as hunters, smugglers, and the revolutionary Fireflies, who believe that Fedra's rule is too extreme and seek a better alternative. There you have it. In The Walking Dead, our journey begins with Rick Grimes, a man searching for a better world in a world that's already gone to hell in a handbasket. As we follow Rick's journey, our understanding of the world expands to include other bands of survivors, settlements like Alexandria, and the tyrannical rule of Woodbury and the Saviors. Although few factions in The Walking Dead are quite as extreme as Fedra, each operates with their own unique laws and methods. It could be through an iron fist or a more democratic approach. It wouldn't matter. We've talked a whole lot about the viruses and how they were managed. But what about the threat? Of course, there's going to be crazy amounts of danger when you're trying to not get bit by zombies. I mean, sure, the zombies just want to have some fun, feeding and spreading, that is. In the world of TWD and TLOU, these undead creatures are the least of your worries. In TWD, the real danger is the brutal state of humanity, where every new group they meet poses a threat. Just take Rick, for example. He's been scarred, lost loved ones, and suffered countless losses, all thanks to the living. On the other hand, TLOU takes a different spin on the danger, with Joel, Ellie, and Abby facing both the hosts of the cordyceps brain infection and the living. At times, they even face them simultaneously, like when a horde of infected crashed the party at the mall. But let's be real, the cordyceps brain infection hosts are way more dangerous than TWD zombies. They're stronger, faster, and harder to kill, with armor-like shells and weapons that bloom on the infected. So, while TWD is intense, TLOU takes it to a whole new level by putting humanity at an equal threat level as the opposing survivors. Good luck trying to have fun in these places. Now, there's no way you miss this. What's something else that was completely different in the shows? The way each show told its tale. Super unique. When you think of TWD, a ray of sunshine in a dark, zombie-filled world perfectly captures the tone of the show. Rick Grimes, the comic's embodiment of hope, refuses to let the bleak circumstances of the post-apocalyptic world dampen his spirit. How sweet. He remains optimistic about humanity's ability to rebuild civilization, and his unwavering positivity is both comical and inspiring. Sometimes unrealistic too. Or maybe we just need a lesson on positivity from Rick. From Savior Rick, confidently standing in front of stained glass, to the comic book's iconic images of Rick's determined hope in a bleak world, Rick becomes a symbol of hope for his followers and the world. Although his journey on television may not have come to a close, in the comics, Rick played a pivotal role in establishing a cooperative network of colonies and defending the Alexandria safe zone. And in a fitting tribute to his legacy, a statue was built in his honor, solidifying his status as the hope of his world. What's the motto we could give to the heart-wrenching tale of TLOU, though? A story of tragedy and endurance. It's definitely a stark contrast to the hope in spite of a grim world theme of The Walking Dead. While Rick embodies hope and always puts the greater good first, Joel takes a different approach. He crushes any glimmer of hope by saving Ellie and putting an end to those trying to cure the fungal outbreak. With one selfish act driven by his grief over losing his daughter, Joel condemns humanity to a forever bleak existence. Talk about polar opposites. But hey, at least they have the endure and survive motto to hold on to. While we're on the topic of Rick and Joel being polar opposites, I'm gonna slightly disagree with that. Joel might not have rocked a sheriff's badge like Rick Grimes, but these two sure know how to bring a group of misfits together to hatch a plan. After his daughter's passing, Joel took a page out of Daryl Dixon's book and went full-on loner mode. But don't let his brooding exterior fool you. His leadership skills are on point 20 years down the line, just like Rick's are over a decade into the zombie apocalypse. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? You know that one sassy kid that's in a show who's just a scene stealer? Well, that was something common in TWD and TLOW. Let's meet this MVP of The Last of Us, Ellie, the sassy teenage girl who's got everyone's attention. Joel has been tasked with escorting her across the country, convinced she holds the key to the cure. And let's just say she's worth the hype. She's like the love child of The Walking Dead's Abraham and Rosita, taking on a road trip with Eugene to find the cure. And just like Judith, she's a born and bred apocalypse baby, sassy, knife-wielding, gun-slinging, and fiercely independent. Can you imagine these two badass kids together in the same TV universe? Sassy banter and zombie slaying. What a duo that would be. The Walking Dead has a ton of seasons under its belt, and its success speaks for itself, but let's face it, some fans got tired of the same old plot. Meanwhile, The Last of Us is the shiny new toy with a fresher and more organized story. So what's the verdict? Thanks for watching. See you next time.